Do you know this TikTok sound? Of course you do, like there's only one. It's a woman's voice, who is like, I wanted to eat a croissant. And then there is another voice like, croissant. And I can't get this out of my head when I'm eating a croissant. I have two eye looks on. That could only mean one thing. Well, you probably have seen the title. We're testing the new Prada makeup. So we'll be doing in this video this eye look. This eye look is going to be in short form, either on TikTok and Instagram, or maybe on YouTube Shorts too, because I don't know if I will be able to edit it down to a minute. The eyeshadow palette that I got, the quad, is the quad number 3 with this pop of red, which I actually thought is a intense red, but we will discuss that later in the look that I create. Yeah, just let's go into it. And I want to challenge myself today, so that's why I will be doing 2 looks. Well, you saw this in the intro. Why am I always doing this? Because, you know, of course I filmed this in a different direction. So I'm filming this first and then I will film the intro afterwards. So I'm sorry if there are just things and facts that I already said in the intro and said now again. This is the quad number 3. They're called the Prada Dimensions eyeshadow, whatever. And this is 03. And let me tell you that I am a bit disappointed. I will put a picture of the quad from the Selfridges here. This is not a lot different, but it's different. You know, this shade is supposed to be red. This is reddish, but it's more of an orange red. When I posted a picture of this quad on Instagram, somebody messaged me, it looks like a picture inside the quad. And do you know what this, let me show you it once more. This texture, do you know what this reminds me of? Have you ever had a tester of a powder? The powder testers are like, you get a cardboard and then there is the thinnest layer of powder pressed on that cardboard and you have like a foil on top that you can remove and stick back on. This is exactly what this looks like. Like as if this is just the tiniest amount of powder sticked to a cardboard surface, but it apparently isn't. The whole quad is 6 grams of product. That means 1.5 grams of product. If you divide it by 4, I don't know if this shade has the same amount as the big triangle in the middle. Should we swatch these first or should we go in blind? I think we're going to swatch these. But let me show you just one thing before we start. This quad retails for 78 euro. And all that you can give us is this shit. Leave it out completely or give us one mini but decent brush. This with a sponge tip applicator is just, it's not good. And like, I don't even know what I should use this brush for. I mean, the hairs itself do not feel bad, but what should I do with that? So here you have the finger swatches like. This is the shade in the middle, the big triangle. This is left to the triangle, the red one in the corner, and the like darkest shade. Let me just swatch these over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you have them. I hate myself for saying this, but I like it. This is a cream texture, like cream to powder texture. And this metallic shade is so not luxury makeup metallic. Let's see how future me will think about that, because if these are really good, I see myself going to the Selfridges website again and buy the others. Swatches never tell the story, so now let's do the eyeshadow look. Since this is a quad, you are very limited with the eyeshadows. So the first look we're going to do is, of course, I try to incorporate every single shade, but I will do a more like kind of boring, obvious look, but for the other eye that we will do in a vertical format, I will try to do something more in the editorial vibe. Oh, and I hate that these shades have no names. I hate that. So I'm starting with this middle shade. And I basically do what I would do in any other look. I apply this as transition shade. I don't know if you can tell, but I can see in the mirror that this is not matte. This middle shade is more of a satin shade, so you are left with a teeny tiny sheen, but actually that makes blending super easy and super effortless. I want to deepen the crease, so I'm going in with this darkest shade now. For that I take a pencil brush, and if you see a green cast on the brush, it's not because of green eyeshadow on there, it's just stained from a green pigment. And I do what I usually do, like do a crease and all the V action. In the pan, the shade does not look as purpley burgundy as it actually does applied. But personally, I don't mind that. It's fine to me. I am actually very positive surprised. Very, very positive. Since these feel more like a cream shade, I will not apply any glitter glue. And I will go now in with this metallic shade and apply it just straight to the eyelid. This goes on like a cream eyeshadow. I cannot describe it in any other way. So as you know, I always do the top part of my eyes, then foundation and cream stuff, then the rest, and then the rest. So I will now do the top part of this eye, and then I will come back and we will do the foundation. So I know the other eye does not look that spectacular, but trust me, it will, because I just try something else that I can finish once we have done the rest. So let me just clean up underneath, as I always do. And now let's go in with the foundation. I don't know if I said it already in the intro, but I chose to wear shade LN5. That seemed to be a very fitting shade because this is, I think, the lightest neutral shade they have. And upon the glance of the bottle, it kind of looks okay. It could match. Maybe it's a bit too yellow, but we will see. This is as well as the eyeshadow quad refillable. So you can put these out, put something else in. And let me tell you, if I had the chance, I would have gotten only this, because look at how luxurious and sleek this is. This is awesome. I mean, they probably come with a separate cap that is just on that thing, because this is plastic. Why are you charging me 59? I mean, that's kind of a good price for a luxury foundation, but like 59 euro, and then you give me a beautiful glass bottle, but a plastic component. Do you want to see something very satisfying? Because of this plastic component on the outside, it gives a bit of a cheap vibe. You know, it's like the Charlotte Tilbury vibe. Luxury price with actually a luxury product or luxury feeling product, but in a drugstore packaging. I'm sorry, that's just my opinion. I said this already one time. When I do a foundation test for you, I will not change up the way I do my foundations, because this, in my opinion, does change the whole test and my complete opinion. Because why should I, just for testing a new foundation, completely change the way I usually do my base routine? That just impacts my whole opinion. I do have a special primer that I always use for those foundation tests, because this primer is like the GOAT. It's the one. It is the only primer in my collection that works with every single foundation that I own, and that's the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This just beats them all every single time. And I also always use those glowy products like underpainting glow shit, and since the most subtle one of all those that I have is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, I used this one. I also already concealed a bit with my NARS Creamy Pot Concealer thing. To be honest, it does not matter how much coverage a foundation in my collection has. I always do this. I can't do my makeup without these steps. And if I would leave them out just for the sake of testing a new foundation, that would completely impact my review. I really wish this was glass, because it looks good. It will look stunning in my makeup collection. So I just palmed something on my hand so you can see the texture. It's runny, but it's not like water runny. Now let's see the magic. Okay. I mean, yeah, it is a bit yellow, warmish, like not neutral at all, but it's manageable. Ugh. It smells like paint. No, not paint. I know that smell, like acrylic gel. It smells like that. Oh, that is disgusting. It's not as bad as the Ilia skin tint that smells like hay, but it's not good. Like, I don't want to smell like this, but let's see if the smell kind of blends away, hopefully. I want to take everything back that I said about the shade. This is completely disappearing into my skin. And as always, I'm going over everything and smooth it out. Why don't you apply the makeup with your sponge initially? Because I feel like a sponge does soak up stuff. Oh, the smell is so overpowering everything. I'm getting a headache, and I'm not dramatic. Like, this is a smell that I get headaches from. I know my sponge smells like that. I have a problem with the packaging because every time you pump and it's like coming back out, since the bottle itself is not secured in here, it's moving the whole time. It's a small thing, like, don't get me wrong, this is not a game-changing thing, but when you pay that much money for a foundation, I expect more. I have to say, overall, I think this foundation looks absolutely stunning. You know, I do have the spot on my chin where I have a lot of dry skin around that. And it's not the fault of the foundation that this is emphasized there. Like, this is just, even the moisturizer is clinging to this part. So, but I like it. Even on the nose, it looks really nice. In between my brows, it looks nice. And the smell is gone. That is good. And it does not feel like I'm wearing foundation. So I'm now moving on with the makeup, and then I will come back and we do the rest of this eye look on this video, and then I will do the rest of this eye look on the other one, and then we finish the face and I tell you my thoughts. Alright, so I've now finished the under eyes, and I used the Chanel Sublimage Concealer because we are in a very luxury mood today. And for like contour blush, I used the, what did I use? The Vive Muse, the new cream bronzer. I used the Pat McGrath cream blush in the Vine Rose, and for highlight I used the Westman Atelier liquid super loaded tinted highlighter in Peau de Pêche, and set everything with my Project Pan under eye setting powder, which is the Westman Atelier Vital Press Skincare Powder. This is such a fucking long name. I'm using this dark shade again on a, like, I don't know, smudging brush that is a bit more dense, like it's not flimsy. And I smudge this along the lower lash line and connect it also to the other part. And I always make this face when I do this. Look how pretty I am. And I know we haven't used the red or the orange in this look, so that's why I take a pencil brush and go in with this orange. This is orange, like, it's orange. And I basically want to blend that lower lash line out. Like, I don't really want to do this, I do this to give it a colorful twist. Since there is only that one metallic shade, I take this and apply this as inner corner highlight. That is definitely too dark for an inner corner highlight, but you know what, we can say that. Because I take some of that middle shade, that is more of a satin, and I basically just apply this on top to tone it down a bit. Even though both looks have kind of the same vibe because of the colors, they just look completely different. It's, I'm surprised. I'm surprised. So for powder today, I'm using my trusty Milk Blur and Set powder. It says it is a matte loose setting powder, but it's not that matte. It's more of a natural, nice finish matte, but instead of applying this with a powder puff, I use a brush to give it a better like dust of powder all over the face. And I still have to admit that I really like this finish. Alright, so these are now the two finished looks. And as I said, this look will be up on Instagram, and I tried to edit it down to a minute so that it can be uploaded here on YouTube Shorts, but I'm not sure if I will be able to do so. But if not, you should follow me on Instagram, on TikTok, because I do fun stuff over there too. Not as sassy as on YouTube because just time is too short, but I do it. So to finish the rest of my face, I, besides bronzer, blush and highlighter, I set my face with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray powder spray, because this does not change the finish of the face at all. This is just really good setting spray. Besides the horrible smell of this foundation, it looks gorgeous. It looks to die for. It looks not better than my favorite foundation, which is the Chanel Supplément Le Temps. Not like that, but in my opinion, the complete opinion will form by the end of the day, and I will put down how it went in a pinned comment, because I will not be able to do kind of catch-ups during the day. But the finish reminds me a lot of Lisa Eldridge foundation. If that looks the same in the evening, like in 12 or 13 hours, I will probably shit my pants. Now let's talk about the eyeshadow. Let me get that straight out of the way. I like the formula. This is exactly what I imagine a luxury eyeshadow should be. Because either if it's like this very classic look that you do with a quad in this color story, or this look with a more artistic take to it, like a red inner corner highlight, the frames, it was very easy and effortless to do so. I also really like the fact that you can basically, let me show you, you can pop this out just like that, and then you can basically interchange it. I think that's a nice thing to do so. What I don't like is that these are not secured with a magnet like this, the component itself. There's just the tiniest like thing of sticky tape on the back here, and I feel like if I show this more and more how to pop this out, the sticky tape might lose its stickiness. I personally am a bit disappointed in the fact that this is not what it looks like on the promo pics, because it looks red, but this is a reddish orange. Is this still a beautiful shade? Absolutely, but I wanted to have a red. Like on the pictures, it looks like the Valentino red. That would be awesome, because I'm currently so much into red eyeshadow. But you know me, I'm very brutal and honest. Is this worth €79 for an eyeshadow quad? The thing is, because I like the formula, I am kind of tempted to buy the others too, but it's €79. That is a lot of money. For the same price, you can get, for example, the Blend Bunny Trove Quad. That is like a completely different vibe, since these are full multi-chromes. But you could also get a Anastasia Beverly Hills palette and a mascara, for example. For this price range, you can get both. Well, currently I think even both of the Beef Perfect Carnival palettes. The thing is just, no matter what I see there in my shelf, and what I just look at and think, oh, you could get two of those for the price of one of this, the formula is very different. And in the end, I think it depends all on what's your preference. If you are somebody like me who is very out there with makeup, like I don't mind wearing a neon eye to work. I don't care. I don't mind doing a smoky eye to go shopping. Just don't care, because it's what I love and what I love to do. But if this is not your vibe, or if you are looking for something that is more on this muted, sophisticated vibe, you will be very happy with those. the whole time that I did this look, I had to think of Charlotte Tilbury quads because they're not as expensive as the PRADA quads, and they actually don't have this sickening pants because I hate the pant design so much that I want to just cover it. But the quads retail for 50–55 euro. And if I had to choose, like if the decision was between a Charlotte Tilbury quad for 55 euro or a PRADA quad for 80 euro, I would actually spend the 25 euro more to get the PRADA quad because the quality is so much better. And when you break it down into the indie world of makeup, there are brands that charge you 20–25 euro for one eyeshadow shade. You might see it, I have a hard time forming a valid opinion on the quad because I'm really in between chairs. For the fact that on this one side, I love both eye looks. I love the way they came out. I love the way I was able just to create them. If I had not filmed this, I could have done both eye looks probably in under 10 minutes because it was just so easy. And I also don't want to pinpoint myself on that opinion after just trying one quad. So, you know what? For now, from a first impression standpoint of these quads, I say they're good. In the world of quads, in the world of luxury makeup, you know, you have to compare them in the same like region of makeup. They are to me a solid 9 out of 10. If I had to compare these to the rest of my makeup collection, that would be one of my least favorites because I just love the more out there multi-chrome shit, intense eye makeup. Effortless elegance. That is a better description. If this is your vibe, if you are a lover of effortless elegance, feminine, soft, but yet impactful, very important, yet impactful makeup, you will have a great time with these. I can only speak now for the shade like 03, and I'm really tempted to get maybe 1 or 2 of the other quads. I have to go back to Selfridges to see what they offer and what exactly these looks like, because there is another one with a red shade like this in the corner, but the middle shade looks a bit different, so that is definitely not the choice here. But they have other colors. There was one with a purple and there was one with a yellow. Overall, I am more than surprised. I did not expect to be wowed by this, because let's be honest, packaging feels nice. Does this not look cheap? This looks like cheap kids makeup. And if the first reviews that I saw, for example from Charlotte Holcroft, who I by the way love to death, because her reviews are hilarious and she's honest and brutal and I just love her, I would not even have thought twice about getting this. But she was so raving about this, like calling the eyeshadow the winner of her whole review on the PRADA makeup. I was like, okay, I can see past the pan design and pick one up. So for the foundation, I just want to mention that I think the price tag of 59 euro that I had to pay, or 58 euro, 59? I think it was 59. I think it's okay. I think this is a good price point. Should you now run and buy these? No, you should not. Wait until they're maybe on sale, maybe there are codes on Selfridges, I don't know. Maybe they will launch somewhere else for a better price. As far as I know, it's like exclusive to Selfridges. But if you have the chance, let me say it like that, if you have the chance to try it, I would recommend it. And that's from me. Someone, again, who's wearing a neon smoky eye to work. Have you tried the PRADA makeup? Please let me know, because I'm very curious how you feel about this. I know one of my subscribers, Lisa, she messaged me on Instagram that she ordered. And Lisa, I know you will probably see this video. Tell me, either in a comment or just tell me via DM on Instagram how you feel about that makeup. I'm so curious to see so many opinions, and I actually haven't seen a lot yet. Like in my subscription feed on YouTube, I think Charlotte Holcroft was the only one who did PRADA makeup. but I have to scroll through. Maybe I just overlooked somebody. Okay, so thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.